All right, let's bring on Sean Udall here. Sorry,
Sean,
he's been a great sport. Sean, you still here?
Sean,
He's still here. What's up,
is he
Sean?
here?
Yeah. Oh no,
Sean,
we
you're
can't.
not gonna quit. He
Wait,
left.
we can't hear him. Sean, we can't hear you. Turn your microphone on, or make sure your headphones are connected.
We gotta hear him.
We got to hear him. He's been here the whole time. He's been a great sport, hanging out with us in the background. Sean Udall is the CIO of Quantum Trading Strategies, focused on technology stocks since the 90s. Since I guess he made a great trade on NVLS way back in the day, and since then he's been hooked on tech. Sean, we got you. Oh, what a bummer! After all this time,
He's
Sean,
waiting. He's been on StreamYard before.
He's been on this specific stream for like 20 minutes waiting for this. He's been in the green room for 20. I feel like he's Aaron Rodgers on draft night, just waiting.
Do you want
to be drafted?
Do you want to call him real quick?
Just
And I'll
waiting.
do you want to call him real quick?
I could do that, but that wouldn't bring him on the stream. Let me see this.
Joel, you got my charts.
Well, I'll get with Sean. I got your charts up. I'll get with Sean. Why don't you walk us through what's going on? Because it's been a weird, chaotic session into the close. I'm gonna get with Sean.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, for those of you who were listening this morning, you had a precursor to this action as we saw it firsthand during the pre-market trading. Couldn't get much above the close, let alone nowhere near the pre-market high. 38.19 is currently trading. The stocks are about to close here. They're still being hit. Folks, I don't know. I could give you Monday's Globex low, but the only thing on my mind right now is that Friday's low. 37.80, and that was Friday's low. That's the lowest since we've had the dip, and I'm looking at that level. Yeah, maybe it's a buy the first time, a bounce there, but I mean, and I think we can talk about this with Sean when we get him on here. Man, this is a daily chart, folks. There's a lot of air in here. There's air in here between 3650 and 3800. So once you get in to that area, man, I'm not going to say we're going to be back at 3650 in 2 days, but the market's not looking healthy. It wasn't looking healthy on Friday. Ridiculous rally on Monday. Took a lot of people by surprise, even me. Hung out on Tuesday, but we're coming back down. So that's what I'm looking at. Basis the S&Ps are just selling this thing into the close. Just made a low at 1550. Crude's having a good day. Crude's up $1.47 at 61.22. You have gold just clinging to the 1700 level. You talk about a psychological level there. There's nothing there. 1699.40. Probably ran some stops at 1700, back up at 1713. Silver, that's down by 2.4%, and at 26.24, that's just hanging out too. Bitcoin the good news is it's up 6.5%. The bad news is it's $2,000 off its high. That's trading at just about 51,000. So that's what you're looking at here in Bitcoin. Spencer, you still there? He is.
I think we have Sean. Let's see if we have Sean.
Sean, thank you.
Testing.
Thank the old Mutrix. Sean, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh no, now he can't hear. Can he not hear us?
I can't hear you guys now.
Oh no.
Oh man, I just hung up on him. Go to he can't hear us, so what difference does it make? All right, here, let me call him back right now.
All right, we were close.
I'm gonna put myself on mute. Joel, keep doing what you're doing.
Okay. All right. Listen, we
I don't know, man.
We did get to cover a lot of stocks here, but let's just look at where the breakdown was in the market today. And as Dennis was talking about, just the big tech, the stocks that let us out are the ones that are getting hit today. Apple, I mean, the good news is you're still above that low from last week, a week ago Monday, 118.24. Pair of lows ahead of that at 120.54, 121.20. So Apple holding up a little bit better than some of the other ones. The one that I'm concerned about here, though, is Amazon. And look what they did to Amazon here. They couldn't have had any better report. Profit taking in a double top up here, 34.50. Now the psychological 3,000 level, folks, you could just draw a line there. Look at the air that you have underneath here between, like in the whole 2000 handle. We went there to 1, 2, 3, 4 months. You just ripped through there. As I said before with RAS, things that go down quickly, go up quickly through an area, even go back down more quickly through an area.
Well, let's try take 3. Let's try take 3. I'm trying take 3. I got to unmute his mic. Sean, can you unmute your microphone in the StreamYard? Go to the bottom there on the screen. Let's see if you can do that. Sean, can you unmute on the bottom there of your screen? Unmute that. There's that microphone button. It says mute.
Got it.
Hey, look at that. We got you.
Can you hear us, Sean?
I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much for waiting all that time here. We're going to stay after a few extra minutes, and just one thing, I just over the years talking to different people about the markets, the one thing I like about Sean is that he could be just as enthusiastic about his longs as he can his shorts, and he looks at both sides of the market. So when I get all bearish and everything, and I want someone to temper me on some bullish stocks, he's the one I talk to, and vice versa when I get all bullish. And so I think that's one thing, Sean. Just think about over your career, being unbiased, looking at your research, looking at the stuff you do. It just, because not all stocks go up at the same time, not all stocks go down at the same time. So I just wanted to get that. I want to get your take. We were talking earlier. Get your take on the technical action you're seeing here today. I know you're a NASDAQ lover. I'm more of a S&P snob, but what are you seeing out there in both?
First, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I think we're in this weird moment. We are way overdue for a correction. We're getting one. We're having lots of issues with, I'm having an issue with an echo, but we're having lots of issues with what deserves to be down, what deserves to be up, right? So what we're also fighting is earnings reports, by and large, are incredibly good. At the same time, price sales ratios are incredibly high. So we're kind of having to balance all that out. I think where I would basically say is to try to get more money, kind of what Dennis was saying. Make sure you have some balance. If you're way overweight on now almost either side, if you're super overweight on value, or you're super overweight on growth, especially exceptionally high growth, you could get hurt. So I was listening to Dennis talk about value, and I'm sitting on these banks. So I'll put it back to you. Sitting on these banks, what are my overweighted positions? Do I sell them or do I ride them? Or
I think you got it right.
Or do I take and maybe do a quarter? Anyway, that's what I was going to ask you.
Yep. I mean, it's hard to sell, especially when they're going in your favor. But if you, in any position you had, let's say you had 1,000 shares or something, you sell 200, you sell 300, you sell another 300, whatever, you're left with 200. Don't you, a lot of times, that little piece that you're not even worried about, you don't even think about, that's what you make your most money on?
Definitely. I mean, you said I've been doing this, 20 plus years. In some cases, that is definitely true. I'm trying to think of the best one. I can't think of one. But by the way, there have been several SPACs which I sold 75% of the position, like at 30%, let's say 11 to 14. I keep a trailer on, again, a quarter position or less, and it goes to 28. So yeah. I made just as much money on a small piece of the position as I did on 3/4 to 85% of the position. But I want to stress this. So I was listening to you talk about the whole thing with Tesla. I was listening to Dennis, and that was a good counterpoint. The one thing I would say is I do think there's a pretty decent opportunity to short the most expensive stocks.
Yep.
You have to pick a right way to do it and a comfort to do it and a size. But I'm full disclosure, I'm short Tesla and I'm not a bit concerned. and I actually covered some for about plus 175 to 210. What was it, post earnings or what? The last time it went down like from 800 to about 6 and change in a few days. It might have been the first part of this current correction, actually. So, but I think risk is a huge issue. I think a lot of the SPACs today, a lot of the most aggressive selling, let's use Fubo. I'm not sure Fubo's really down on earnings. I think it's just down on the market, and I think it's down on I don't know, people getting margin calls, people being over levered and things like that.
It was pumped yesterday too. I don't know if you were privy to what happened yesterday.
Well, it was up. Yeah, it could have been
It
pumped.
was up
I don't
because
really know.
someone put up a fake website that Fubo Bet TV, and then people piled into the stock. And
oh boy.
Yep. And people sold into it, and now all the bag holders that went after that tweet or whatever down $8. I mean, that's the other thing too, that the market environment that we're in. I mean, with the best market, and you agree or disagree with me on the best market environment for stocks is when they just go up a little bit, low volatility. I see the 9-day average range expanding, crazy 15, 20 point, swings in the S&Ps on a nickel. To me, that's not the recipe for, when the market goes up, it just climbs the staircase. So I think the volatility right now is something that also that concerns me about them. It's just not calm enough for the market to turn around and go back up. That ridiculous move on Monday. I just wanted to get your thoughts. And I know you're not a big VIX guy, but I know you incorporate the volatility into your trading.
Sure.
Yeah. So let's all right. So let's just talk a couple issues here. We got a little bit over time. Just give us 2 on your buy radar, 2 on your sell radar, and then we'll call it a day.
Well, I really like Big C. That's Big Commerce.
Sure.
So BIGC. I've liked it pretty much since earnings. I got a beautiful trade on it the day after earnings. I like Fubo for a spec trade, but I don't know if I'd call it like one of my top 10s or anything.
And I just want to qualify when Sean talking here, he's not talking about tomorrow. He's not talking about a week, a month, 6 weeks. He's analyzing longer term. So you're looking at this chart. Yeah, it has a nice bump off the low, but if it goes back down near 55, 56, you might be buying more. So I just want to give people the time frame.
I'm gonna give a perfect example of what I think this trade could be. I was buying Elastic, ESTC, about a year ago.
I remember.
Now so pre-Corona it was a good buy 62 to 70. After Corona, it was a good buy at 45. But I think Big C has a similar multi-quarter setup. So Elastic wasn't dirt cheap, but it was relatively cheap versus the most expensive stocks. And they haven't really delivered. They've done great on reports. And I think Big C is going to say and kind of grow into a report, and it's much cheaper, especially on out year numbers than Shopify, which is a huge competitor of theirs. But I'm trying to think of like MongoDB and other stuff that have similar growth rates. So another one, actually, do you follow this one, CYBE?
No, I do not.
Semiconductor company.
Okay.
CYBE. So this is another kind of what I think is a really good post-earnings setup. So if you look at this, came into earnings cool, had a great report, had a big spike, and then what happened? Pretty much the day after they reported, we've been in this correction. So you're what I call you're getting the print for free. You know what I mean by that, right?
Yep.
So just so everybody knows out there listening, getting the print for free means, hey, look, a company goes into report at 28, spikes to whatever, and then 2 weeks later in a market correction, the stock's 2, 3, or 4 points lower. So you're getting a really good report for free. And as we all know, semis are really strong, semi shortage. They're going to go down when the NASDAQ goes down, but then they're going to get their groove back, I think. By the way, so you were talking about what stocks need to do well before we firm up. I think the semis sort of got us here. I think the semis have to show that they can firm up.
Okay. All right.
As opposed to Apple, Amazon, etc.
Okay. All right. And I just want to tell you, I remember you said something about that ESTC. This is a while ago, and I actually said it on the show.
Oh, Elastic.
And I got,
can I jump in 1 second? Sorry,
I got blitzkrieg. Go ahead.
I just want to jump in 1 second. Everyone in the chat who's asking for Hugh and First Trade. That show is going to be premiering on a different stream in our YouTube channel. So stand by for that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Joe.
That's okay.
No problem.
Okay. No, go ahead. Anyways, you said something about you made a relationship to Google or something.
Yeah.
And I said that on the show, and I got absolutely annihilated.
Oh no! So people saying that they don't get it. I mean, and by the way, I wrote years and years ago, Joel. This is way predates us. I wrote an article. This is for a company called Minionville that's no longer in existence. I literally said, hey, Google, here's the 10 things that get Google to 3,000. Now, split adjusted, I actually think Google is way higher than 3,000 now. But Google was about 600 at the time. So calling for a 5-bagger in 2010 was fairly bold, or 2011, whenever that was. So, but Elastic is intranet search. It's corporate search. Google has not faced a competitor pretty much since their existence. I mean, they disintermediated everybody else. So all that would have to happen is another company would have to come in with a good mousetrap. And I actually think we're in a point where somebody could disrupt Google search. And a logical one company could be Elastic. I'm not saying they will, but they could.
You don't know, right?
The comparison is TAM. Google had a massive, almost infinite TAM. Elastic has a massive TAM, not as big as Google, but it's a huge TAM. And they've not penetrated that TAM very much. So when I talk about comparisons, I mean, I think I probably compared Redfin to Google as well.
I remember that one too.
Yeah.
I remember that. We're talking about that one too. All right, give us a couple that you're looking at. You said you were short Tesla. Is there anything else that you're picking on?
Yeah, well, I think I am. I had Zoom set up. Dennis hit it. I was looking for a price. I'm kind of a believer that sometimes it's better to miss a trade than do a trade and lose money. Yeah. So I didn't quite get my price, so I didn't do that trade. And Lord, Zoom goes down $90. But I would just say look at things like Zoom. I don't know, Snow. Not Unity. Unity's already had a big drop. I like Unity long term too.
Oh boy, what happened to Snow, man? That thing melted.
Well, they just had earnings.
I was going to say it. There was a softball there.
They had earnings just now. Like I mean just now. I mean, like
all right. Yeah, I always come up with those corny ones. All right, Sean. All right, we kept you here. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you sticking around here. The spoos actually just closed. They continued to crescendo lower. 1350 low, 1475. That's the last print. Hopefully they'll juice it a little bit overnight. We'll be looking at that low from last Friday, 3780. Sean Udall from Quantum Trading Strategy. Spencer, thanks for sticking around. I hope I don't have to pay you overtime on this, but
thanks a lot, Sean.
Yep. Who's our guest tomorrow, Spencer?
Oh man, it's been a chaotic day. Tomorrow, I can't even think that far ahead, Joel. Mark Chaikin and Buck Andrews. Here's what I want to say to everyone in chat. Okay, so it's confusing because we've got two different audiences here right now. We've got our PreMarket Prep audience and our First Trade audience that is here to see Hugh Henney. Okay, here's what's going to happen. That video is going to premiere on YouTube right now. I'm going to redirect this stream to
Way to go, Spence.
So I'm going to post the link in chat, and I'm also going to redirect the stream to that video, so you don't even really have to do anything. But even if you do want to feel useful or whatever, you can just go to youtube.com/Benzinga, and I'm told that the video should be there. Guys, make sure the video's there, please. Thank you. Okay, Joel. Joel's gone. Joel left me here. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. The video is debuting literally right. I told them 4:16 or 4:17, so it's gonna make its debut right now. I'm gonna redirect. All right, I'm told it's processing. We got to give it 2 minutes. That means it's just Just me and you guys. Jeez, what a freaking chaotic. All right, let's just go over real fast. We had a ton of earnings, and we didn't cover Jack Diddley squat. Let's just do that real fast. So Joel mentioned Snowflake. I'm going to pull up my Benzinga Pro. I promise first trade with Hugh Henny will be on in 2 minutes. They tell me it's processing. I don't even know what that means. It's processing, okay? Give the video time to process, and Hugh will be on with first trade. Look at Snowflake, guys. Earnings per share, you lost 70 cents per share last quarter versus a 17-cent loss estimate. Sales also missed, mostly in line, but a slight miss on that. They gave some Q1 sales guidance. I guess that was light too. Light on the guidance for Q1 for sales, light on the fiscal year sales guidance. Let's look at the chart. That does not look good. Snow, if you recall, doubled on its IPO day. Right, the stock IPO'd at what, like 140, and opened at like or 120, and opened at like 240, something ridiculous like that. Let's pull up a 15-minute chart. Look at that. All right, so we're down to 241 on Snowflake, down. All right, that's not actually as bad as I would have thought.
I came to join you, man.
Hey, I'm told that first trade with Hugh Henny is processing. That's what the people want to see.
I got you.
We're gonna get him. We're going to give the people what they want, because you got to give the people what they want. That's what Jalen Rose always says. So,
last thing before we get out of here, guys, really pay attention, guys, towards this 380s.
Sounds like you're on Echo. Can you mute me or something? Hold on.
Oh, I know what it is. I got you.
Did you do that?
There you go. Fixed.
Thank you.
I had shared audio from my desktop.
Thank you.
So here you go, guys. So this 380, guys, is going to be so important tomorrow. I've been drawing this out since we bounced on this last time. And it's just that 380. I'm going to be definitely watching that tomorrow. If we break down through the 380s and get towards, let's say, 375, it's definitely going to be start breaking through this channel, and this was all the way from November, so we'll see where we go down from there. But definitely, it's not looking the best right now, at least from this chart.
There was a lot. I mentioned Snowflake after the bell. We had a bunch of tech. We had Splunk after the bell today, SPLK. That one's actually trading up, which is interesting. Because I was looking at all these tech stocks that reported, right? You had Snowflake, you had Splunk. Let me go back to my list here. Oh, that's not. Get out of that, guys. You had Snowflake, you had Splunk, you had Okta, right? And they were all down. Splunk's not. Splunk is up. So look at their numbers. 38 cents per share is what they reported last quarter versus a 4-cent estimate. Sales also beat. They gave Q1 sales guidance that was a little bit light, but the market don't care about that. Let's pull up SPLK. 15-minute. Look at that. So it's not all tech. Not all tech is down. Splunk is actually up after hours. We've seen a lot of these tech stocks get a hit, get punished last few days, last week or so. Splunk hasn't really done a lot. If you go zoom out and look at this chart, Splunk's not really. It's not been a big mover, right? So maybe any high beta, any super growth tech stock is to be sold. And I'd put Snowflake in that category, because even though the chart looks kind of flat, like, all right, look at this Snowflake chart. Snowflake looks flat, right? But remember that the IPO was like 120 or something insane like that. That was the IPO price. And it opened like double that. So all these high growth names are to be sold. And Splunk, which you can call, I guess, a value tech, is actually up after hours. So, okay, that's enough of that. Producer Rohan, do I see first trade? Producer Rohan says he's going to hop on.
Can you hear me?
We hear you, Producer Rohan.
Hey, okay. You can see me kind of at my desk over here too.
Yeah, what's up?
So just have to bear with some YouTube technical difficulties because it's processed, but it refuses to premiere until HD is processed.
Oh no.
So you guys have to hold tight with us. I apologize for this. If we want to get you this as soon as we can, but
we will give you what you want. I know you want Hugh. I know you want a first trade. We will give it to you. Bear with us. It's been a chaotic day. We had Kathy Wood on. If you rewind this stream like 2 hours and 20 minutes, you will see our interview with Kathy Wood. After that, we had Gordon Johnson, who was extremely bearish. Tesla as he usually is, as he pretty much always is. He got into it with Jason Rasling, our CEO. They went back and forth. That was fun. It's been a pretty chaotic few hours here at Benzinga HQ, and we want to end it with a nice, mellow first rate show with you. So that is the plan. Producer Rohan is going to tell me when that's ready to go. And until then, I'm going to be here with you, just sort of hanging out. I mentioned Snowflake. I mentioned Splunk. Let's look at Okta. Okta? I don't know what the hell that company's called. They had earnings today after the close. Again, getting crushed. Look at this thing. Getting crushed after hours. It almost doesn't even matter what they say, right? It almost doesn't even matter whether they beat or they miss. Okta is a high growth tech name. Look at this thing. It's been a beast, right? Anything that's been a beast is to be sold. I don't know. I don't make the rules. That's just the way it is. Where Hugh at? JP, Hugh is coming. I promise. Give YouTube a second to work. If not, short Google. What do you want me to say? I don't know what you want me to say. Hugh, there we go. Give this video a like. I'm going to repeat myself. The stream's going to end, and it's going to redirect automatically to Hugh when YouTube is finishing processing the damn video. I don't know what's taking so long. I called the people on YouTube. They told me to F off, so I did. And now I'm stuck here with you guys. So how can we short Benzinga? You can't. Tough shit. You can't short Benzinga. That's funny, though. Oh, man. Let's see what else. Let's see what else we got in the chat. PLTR, please. God, every freaking day with this damn Palantir stock. Every day, you guys. All right,
folks.
Who asked that? You're there?
YouTube is not participating or not cooperating with us, but instead we're just gonna stream it live to this stream.
Let's just do that. Great idea,
So
Rob.
give me literally 60 seconds, and we'll start playing this episode.
There we
right?
go. 60 seconds. Get the countdown clock going. Should I play the clock? I might actually play the clock. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, Ron, and then I'm going to play the clock.
Oh,
that
man,
starts
you're
at
putting me
30.
on the clock.
Yeah. I'm going to give you... Here. I'm going to start going. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, and the clock's going to start, and you better be on with Hugh. If not, there's going to be a damn near revolution. All right. The clock is starting.
So this is a new technique. I honestly don't know if this is going to work. Do you want to try it?
Yeah, we always...
I have it loaded up. So
we always try things first and ask questions later. So we should just try it. Whatever you want to try it, I would just try it.
All right. You want to give it a 5-second countdown here?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.